Mental illness is being pushed to the forefront of the national debate right now in the aftermath of the massacre in Connecticut. And with it, the question, how in the wide spectrum of mental illness do we focus on those disorders that might make one most prone to violence?
In Florida, the answers are really hard to come by. In fact, we rank almost last when it comes to mental health funding. News Channel 5's Marissa Bagg joining us live with a closer look tonight.
It's not clear if Adam Lanza was ever diagnosed with mental illness. However, his brother allegedly told police that he suffers from a personality disorder. Now, the local chapter on the National Alliance on Mental Illness estimates that 1 in 4 adults and 1 in 10 children right here in Palm Beach County suffers from mental illness. We may never know what led Adam Lanza to massacre 26 people before taking his own life Friday morning in Newtown, Connecticut. Local psychologists say the tragedy is a clear sign we need to get a better understanding of mental illness. But funding treatment and education programs is scarce in Florida.
I know for us it gets really hard to find good options. There's a reason why Florida is either 49th or 50th in terms of funding for mental health resources.
Part of the problem is the complexity of mental illness. Be it bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, every case is different. It can take a violent act to require hospitalization.
Only if they can prove that you might be of harm to yourself or others, then they do a 30-day where it goes before a judge, and then it could possibly up to 6 months. In my experience, almost nobody is there for more than 2 weeks.
State budget cuts over the last 3 years drastically reduced funding for families who adopt a child with mental illness, and it has not been restored.
It was cut almost 75% overnight.
Liz Downey is the executive director of the National Alliance on Mental Health, a grassroots effort by families to offer services. She says the stigma associated with the disease is the biggest hurdle to overcome.
That's why we don't have the money, I believe, is the stigma. Until somebody's personally affected by it, I don't think you're going to see a big change.
And coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll talk about efforts to put mental illness education programs in Palm Beach County schools. Reporting live in Boca Raton, I'm Marissa Bagg, WPTV News Channel 5.